వ్యూవర్స్, ఈ వీడియోలు మిస్ కాకుండా ఉండాలి అంటే మీరు సబ్స్క్రైబ్ బటన్ని ప్రెస్ చేయండి. పక్కనే ఉన్న బెల్ ఐకాన్ని యాక్టివేట్ చేసుకోండి.
Hi students, welcome to online classes intermediate second year English medium. Dear students, we are discussing the remedial measures for reducing the regional imbalances in India are the discussing topic in this video. So let me analyze very easy answer and important answer of the fourth lesson. So already what are the causes for regional imbalances already completed in the previous videos, and in this video let me analyze clearly measures. What are the measures to reduce the regional imbalances in India? Suggestions of reducing regional imbalances in India. So the coexistence of a relatively developed and underdeveloped, say the coexistence of relatively developed and underdeveloped states in a country and region within each state is described as a regional imbalances. The regional imbalances are arised occur on account of various reasons, that is natural or man-made. So for example, when you take a single place or area, in the area few, for example you take the India. In India, few states are developed states and few are underdeveloped states. When you take the India, few states are developed and few are underdeveloped. Not equality, not equal regional development. Equal means all states are equal, equal development. That is a regional equality, equal development. But imbalances, regional balances means all equal. Imbalances, few states are developed and few are underdeveloped. Existing in a relatively developed and underdeveloped states, here the coexistence of relatively developed and underdeveloped state in a country and region within each state is described as the regional imbalances. Means, so few states are developed, few areas are developed and few areas are underdeveloped. Coexistence in a single country is called the regional imbalances. So already causes we discussed in the previous videos. What say? For example, if you want to reduce the regional imbalances, what are the measures have to be taken? What are the measures to taken by the government of India? What are the measures? Means the reasons are now suggestions of reducing the regional imbalances are: one is private capital is also to be channelized to in the backward region, for which infrastructure and technology and skilled labor are to be developed by the center and the state government. Exactly how the regional what is the regional imbalances arise? Due to the availability of not availability of infrastructure facilities. So the first, the private capital is also to be channelized in the backward regions. Most of the area is developed in the rural areas. So the backward regions which are infrastructure and technology and skilled labor to be developed the central and the state government, then only the areas which are underdeveloped, that is easy to possible to develop. So the government should provide more and more infrastructure facilities in the rural area and backward area and imbalanced area, then automatically it is easy to develop. The first point is, that is the first point, the private capital is also to be channelized into the backward region, for which infrastructure and technology and skilled labor are to be developed by the center and the state government. So central government and state government to be provide more and more infrastructure facilities and technology and provide more and more industries in the rural areas and underdeveloped areas, then only it is support to the developing stage. First one. Second, backward states needs to be concentrated on the development of physical infrastructure, health facility, training and education facilities. Yes, the areas which are underdeveloped, the regions which are underdeveloped, so the government should take the precautions. Means here the physical infrastructure facilities, physical means which we can see, It is a physical infrastructure, road facilities and water facilities and communication facilities and other infrastructure facilities what they required in that area. So health facilities, training facilities and education facilities to be need to develop that area. So the government should provide more and more necessary equipments, necessaries in the developing area. So the second point is backward states needs to concentrate on the development of physical infrastructure and health facilities, training and education facilities to be need to develop that region imbalances. Okay. Then third one, less development states have to initiate the policies to reduce the growth of population in their efforts and encourage the economic growth. And more steps to be taken to the government, state government and the central government. Why? Because so many policies to be need, so many infrastructure facilities to be need for the economic development. So the less developed states which have initiated the policies to reduce the growth of the population. The high population is also one of the cause of regional imbalances due to there is a try to reduce the growth of population in the underdeveloped area. Okay, then automatically it is improve the standard of living and their per capita income also increases. The area will be also increases economically. So that's why less developed states have to initiate the policies to reduce the growth of population in their efforts or encourage the economic growth. So this is also steps have to be taken by the government. Then investment in irrigation. Yes, investment in irrigation, credit facilities and remunerative prices for the provide the encourages of the growth of agriculture output. Exactly. So the irrigation and the government has to introduce the irrigation facilities, irrigation water facilities. The government should provide water facilities and credit facilities to agricultural people and provide the remunerative price of their crops. Then automatically the area economic development will be soon increases. But there is no irrigation facilities in rural areas. There is no credit facilities in rural areas. There is no remunerative price of their crops of the farmers due to they are in the underdeveloped. So what the government have to do means invest in irrigation facilities, irrigation to provide more and more canals and providing the irrigation facilities through canals, wells and tanks. So to provide more and more irrigation, then the crops will be increases. When the crops increases, the area will be developed. So this is also one of the measurement of regional imbalances in India. Then agro processing units have to be expand in less developed areas. Yes, agro processing units to be need to be established in the rural areas to provide more and more employment opportunities, to provide more and more the per capita income increases. So this is also needs to be establishment of minimum infrastructure facilities in rural areas in the under regions. Why? Because the most of the infrastructure facilities are not provided in these areas after getting the 70 years of independence. But even though the infrastructure facilities are not reached to in the village areas. Okay, so that's why it is also needs to be provided more and more infrastructure and technology has an important role to reduce the regional imbalances. Fifth point, technology has an important role reducing the regional imbalances both in agriculture and industry. Technology needs to be developed in the shoot the need of the backward areas. Yes, technology has an important role to reduce the regional imbalances. The agriculture sector is there, the industrial sector is there in rural areas, but they are using the traditional methods, older equipments. Due to they are getting the low productivity in the industrial agriculture sector. But how can they improve their areas? How can they improve their standard of livings? So to improve the area, to improve that region, the government should provide more and more measures and more what do you say? The technology. The government should provide more and more agricultural inputs, agricultural subsidies, agricultural what they required of the farmers and industrial sector. The government should provide more and more small scale industries. The government should provide more and more medium scale industries, handicraft industries to be provided in the rural areas. Then The adapting of these small and medium and the small scale cottage industries, automatically the per capita income will be also increases. The area will be also increases. It needs to be rapid growth of the regional development. But the government is not supported to the rural areas, the backward areas. So this is also one of the cause. So that's why technology as needs to be implementation of production of agriculture, the production of industrial sector. So that is the point. Fifth point is technology has an important role reducing the regional imbalances. Both in agriculture and industry, technology needs to be a development to shoot in the need of the backward areas. Then, sixth point, employment should be expanded to reduce the poverty in backward states. Yes, the government should provide more and more employment opportunities. Employment means not only government jobs, the self-employment programs, work for food programs. So whatever it may be, so the government should provide more and more employment opportunities. Then their income will be also increases. Income level increases. The standard of living increases. The area it is possible to increases. Okay now, so employment facilities to be provided in the rural areas. Why? Because in the rural areas there is no industries. Due to how can they get the job opportunities? There is no expansion of agriculture sector. How can they get the job opportunities? There is no small scale industries. There is no cottage industries. Why? Because there is no competitive with the large scale industries. Due to their industrial sickness, they closed the industries, and there is no traditional work in the rural areas. Okay, so due to totally the people who are depends on agriculture, who are living in the rural area, they are totally depends on agriculture sector only. There is no traditional activities. Okay, there is no handicrafts. There is no small scale industries. Why? Because if any person established in a small scale industries, the goods are not purchases, and moreover the goods are not competitive with the large scale industries. So the industries will be go to the loss, and near by near they will go to the industrial sickness and going to be closed. Okay, so that's why the government should provide more and more employment opportunities. So this is also one of the point. And social sector allocation and performance should be the improve in the backward regions. Social sector, what is the social sector? Government should provide more and more education facilities. The government should provide more and more health facilities, sanitation facilities, and work program facilities. Okay na, and more employment facilities. ఇవన్నీ చెయ్యాలి. So social sector allocation and performance should be improve the backward regions. So these are the measures to reduce the regional imbalances in India. Next, eighth one, in the poorer states of SCs, STs and other neglected sections of the society should be made the participate of processing development. Yes, so the government neglected people who are the SCs, STs, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes. So that section of the peoples are they are not maintaining the minimum basic needs. So due to the government should provide more and more opportunities, more and more employment opportunities, more and more facilities what they required in the rural areas, in the backward areas. So that's why in the poorer states, SCs, STs and other neglected sections of the society should be made participatory in the process of the development. Participatory process of the development is the government should provide more and more facilities, more and more what they required, more and more facilities, more and more requirements. Then automatically the area, the standard of living, the people who per capita income increases. Automatically it is possible to reduce the regional imbalances in India. Next, funds and functions and power have to be transferred through the decentralization to the Panchayati Raj institutions, through the backward areas and the people in the process of the development. So it is centralized and the decentralized, the funds to be decentralized. Decentralized means so Panchayati Raj, Gram Panchayati, the investor, the funds to be mobilized, decentralized to Panchayati Raj. Panchayati Raj means Gram Panchayati. Okay, when the government provide more and more funds, more and more investment in the Gram Panchayati, then the funds will be utilized in the proper the regional areas, the backward areas. Then their per capita income also increases. So funds and functions and powers have to be transferred through the decentralized in the Panchayati Raj. Panchayati Raj means so Gram Panchayati. mandal, district-wise, decentralized. So Panchayat Raj institutions in the backward areas and people to process of development. Then, based on the available resources, cottage and households and small-scale industry should be promoted to the backward region through the subsidies, tax concession, training and the monitoring. Exactly. Most of the industries are not established in rural areas. So more industries concentrated only the urban areas. But what about the small scale what are the rural areas? So in the rural areas there is no industries. So that's why the government should encourage the small scale industries, cottage industries and household industries and what do you say, to providing the subsidies, tax concession, training and monitoring. So the government should provide more and more facilities and more subsidies, tax concession and training and monitoring. Then automatically they will be also learn and get some income by participation of the small scale and medium scale industries. Okay now. So the government should provide the cottage and the small scale industries in the rural areas, industries, small scale industries, handloom industries, handicapped industries to be provided in the area. Then automatically the area will be developed and more the government should provide the subsidies, tax concession and discounts and training centers and monitoring how they operating the industries, how they getting the income. So by the monitoring of the government, automatically the regions which are underdeveloped, the regions will be developed soon. So most of the government should take the more steps to develop the backward areas. So then automatically it is reached to the regional balanced development. Regional balances means all regions will be equal. But here unequal, imbalance means balance, imbalance. Okay. So viewers, this is the way of the presentation of measures to reduce the regional imbalances in India and what are the measures to be taken by the government. ఓకే. సో స్టూడెంట్స్ ఈ వీడియో నచ్చితే లైక్ చేయండి, మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉంటే షేర్ చేయండి, కొత్తగా ఛానల్ చూస్తున్నట్లయితే సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.